Good evening, and welcome to WEHF Channel 47 News. I'm Rebecca Randall.
And I'm Patty Perkins. Thank you for tuning in to this special edition of Farmcast, East Hill Farm History and Hijinx.
Tonight, we take a look at the long and unique history of the Inn at East Hill Farm. Our story begins in 1765, when the first resident of East Hill Farm lived in a dugout cave near the present-day skating rink. Nightly fires were kept burning to ward off mountain lions and wolves which roamed the area. Soon, the resident married, built a log cabin, and cleared the land for farming to provide for a family of 10 children. From its earliest years, East Hill Farm has been accustomed to many children.
By the mid-1800s, the main inn had been erected, and East Hill Farm began taking on its first paying guests, who were farmers from Massachusetts. These farmers would drive their cattle to the inn's 180-acre property to graze the pasture land for the summer. The farmers, for a mere 75 cents, would stay overnight at the inn and enjoy 2 hearty meals before returning home.
The early 1900s brought about a barn raising and new additions to the main inn. In the 1920s, the Wickham family began taking in boarders and summer people, marking the unofficial beginning of East Hill Farm's reputation as a farm family resort.
In 1947, after returning from World War II, Parker Wickham established East Hill Farm as we know it today. Cottages were built and a swimming pool was added, as the emphasis of the inn was to provide a family getaway with activities appealing to both adults and children. Our story continues in 1961, when David Adams finished his tour of duty with the U.S. Army. That fall, while also attending college and working another job, he worked at East Hill Farm on weekends. In the spring of 1962, 2 college co-eds arrived at the farm seeking summer employment. One of the co-eds, Sally, caught David's attention. The 2 were engaged on Thanksgiving and married during the semester break in 1963.
Both Mr. and Mrs. Adams worked at the inn part or full-time until 1968, when they spent a year in Louisiana while David attended LSU to obtain his master's degree. When they returned to New Hampshire, Mr. Adams taught math at Monadnock Regional High School, while Mrs. Adams stayed at home raising their 3 children, Sherry, Jennifer, and Marshall. David and Sally also spent weekends and summers working at the inn in all aspects of the operation.
In 1975, David and Sally formed a partnership with Parker Wickham. The late 1970s brought about a change of hands as Mr. and Mrs. Adams officially purchased the inn. We sat down with David to find out what inspired him and his wife Sally to take the reins at East Hill Farm in 1977.
Well, I had been working here for about 15 years or so, and I had taught school for 10 years, and the opportunity came to have the offer to come to form a partnership with Parker, and we debated that for a long time and decided that it was kind of a best of both worlds things. We could have our own business, we could continue to be involved with children and the educational process. As you all know, we've kind of moved the inn toward a more educational atmosphere, and that was why we made our decision to go for it.
David and Sally Adams owned and operated East Hill Farm for over 30 years. During that time, East Hill Farm hosted many events and gatherings, including square and line dance weekends, various parties and celebrations, and of course, many wonderful family vacations.
Throughout East Hill Farm's history, particularly under the Adams ownership, many updates and changes have taken place. More lodging has been built, and some existing lodging updated or replaced.
In 2008, David and Sally handed the operation over to their children, who have continued the tradition of providing quality family getaways with activities for all ages. Generations of vacationers from around the country enjoy the inn's 150-acre working farm with 65 tastefully decorated guest rooms, 3 swimming pools, a barnyard filled with animals, and a bustling kitchen serving 3 bountiful meals daily.
East Hill Farm is a family-run business where traditions and family values are the foundation of its success.
Many years ago, Parker Whitcomb developed a vision. His goal was to adapt this small New Hampshire subsistence farm into a farm family destination resort. We strive to provide an enjoyable farm vacation experience for guests of all ages. With the help of our exceptional staff, friends, and very special family, we've been able to continue and expand upon the vision that Parker had.
Thank you so much for joining us for this special edition of Farmcast. Stay tuned for our Summer Orientation 2015 up next.
And remember to keep calm and farm on. Good night, everybody.